Well, and that brings up a point that's been in the news and has been in the courts over recent years, as you well know. In fact, it was in the Supreme Court the very year that this happened. Namely, a number of states are passing laws that say that in order to be um, an abortionist, you have to have hospital admitting privileges in a nearby hospital. Now, one of the reasons that legislators will push for a law like that, even though the abortion industry resists it, is continuity of care.
Correct.
If the abortion is botched, if something goes wrong, and that young lady has to go to the hospital because that abortion clinic doesn't have the necessary medical equipment or intervention or staff that's needed to deal with that emergency, that abortionist at least knows or should know what just happened. And he can, go over to the hospital with her and pick up from where he left off, he or she, and deal with the situation. Instead, now she's showing up at the emergency room to total strangers who don't even know that she had an abortion, and maybe she doesn't even tell them. Maybe she doesn't even tell them, because as we know, people have had abortions. I mean, you've done it yourself. That's not something you easily talk about. So. This is a disaster. And the sad thing about this, and I want our listeners to understand, this is not some kind of exception that we're talking about right here. We listened to that distraught mother on the 911 call. This is not the exception. This is the rule. Abortionists throughout this country are leaving women bleeding on tables for hours before even calling, right? That was Tanya Reeves' story, right, Ann? Before even calling an ambulance. These abortionists, they don't want the ambulances coming in front of their clinic, so they'll hold off on calling them. They won't monitor vital signs. There's all kinds of other horrors going on, and like you said, Ann, this is largely hidden. The mainstream media, are they going to go anywhere near this? If they're not forced into doing it, this doesn't get reported.